Good morning. And welcome to Quincy High School's 145th graduation ceremony here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. My name is Larry Taglieri, and I'm the proud principal at Quincy High School. Before we begin, we'd like to thank David Murphy, Director of the Parks Department, and Mr. Kevin Murphy, Director of the Quincy Public Schools Maintenance Department, Mr. Kevin Segala, Director of the Quincy Public Schools Custodial Services, and their employees who have worked hard at transforming this space into a remarkable facility for us today. At this time, I would also like to recognize the members of the educational learning community of Quincy High School that are seated on the platform today. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the Mayor of the City of Quincy, the Honorable Thomas P. Koch, former Superintendent of Schools and current President of Quincy College, Dr. DeCristofaro, Interim Superintendent, Mr. Kevin Mulvey. Also seated is School Committee Vice Chair Anthony Andronico and City Council President Nina Liang. Also in attendance are members of our school committee, city council, and local and state delegates. We'd like to recognize our deans who also serve as our class advisors as well as our security team. They're in the field tonight to ensure a well-organized and efficient commencement ceremony. Thank you, deans and security, for all of your hard work today and throughout the year. Joining us are members of the Quincy High School faculty and Quincy Public Schools administrators who are the educators behind the great minds that we are celebrating today. Please give a round of applause to the teachers and administrators that have dedicated their life's work to the education of the children of Quincy. I ask the Quincy High School staff to please stand. Last but certainly not least, I welcome all of the invited guests of our graduates, parents, guardians, aunts, uncles, brothers, and sisters, and all who are here to recognize not only the accomplishment of this day, but of every day leading up to it. Thank you for being here with us. I'd like to take a moment to note that at the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will have some specific dismissal pieces due to the guidelines that we need to follow. Okay, I will have more to share with you shortly, but first I hope that you will join me in welcoming onto the field the graduating class of 2020, led by class valedictorian Patrick John Rack and class president Annabelle Lee. Students will enter to the song of Pomp and Circumstance. Welcome, graduates. All who are able are invited to stand for a moment of silence, followed by our national anthem. We are excited that you could join us tonight in paying tribute and celebrating the outstanding efforts and accomplishments of the class of 2020. At this time, I would ask that you take a moment and pray in your respective faiths for the safety and well-being of our graduates, for the many men and women who protect us in our armed forces, and for those who you hold dearest. Quincy High School recently lost former educator and beloved band director, Richard Keneally, and we dedicate this moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. I would now like to introduce to you the salutatorian for the class of 2020, Jose De Jesus Betancourt, who will be attending Yale University in the fall. Where's Jose? Hello, Jose. Very sensitive.
At this time, I ask that all graduates and guests please remove their hats and headwear as we celebrate the significance of the freedom that our flag stands for. Singing the national anthem for us will be the Student Council Vice President and fellow graduate Stephen Hallahan. Stephen, please come to the podium.
Jose, take your hat off. Hello, Stephen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Stephen. That was truly remarkable. You never cease to amaze. It's a pleasure to see your talents grow throughout your 4 years here at Quincy High School. Stephen will be attending Bridgewater State University this fall. Guests, please be seated. And graduates, so polite. You guys are the best. I would now like to introduce to you the president of the class of 2020, Annabelle Lee, who will be attending Regis College this fall. No, you can take it off.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for Quincy High School's class of 2020. I'm your class president, Annabelle Lee. Now, you would think that since I usually talk in front of crowds, that I wouldn't be nervous, but honestly, I'm shaking in my boots. Without a doubt, I can say that the class of 2020 has displayed remarkable resilience and ambition. I am beyond proud and thankful for you allowing me to lead you all these past 3 years as your president. Congratulations to us, arguably one of the most historic senior classes due to a certain turn of events. However, we faced many challenges throughout these 4 years of high school, and these 4 years have been the most memorable times of our lives so far. We've made countless memories and achievements, from being the largest group of NHS members Quincy High has ever had, to our amazing girls volleyball team, and of course, beating North at the Thanksgiving Day football game. Like Mr. J said, we are a stellar grade, and if I do say so myself, the greatest class to ever grace the halls of Quincy High. I can't say that I did everything on my own. I would have never gotten this far if not for the support of the people around me. With that being said, I commend the teachers and staff at Quincy High School for giving us a place to learn and grow as individuals. I also thank Mr. J for singing every morning and being the greatest dean alive. We are so honored to be your last senior class. Of course, how could I forget our parents and guardians who have been with us every step of the way throughout this journey. But most importantly, I want to appreciate our friends who have given us laughter, TikToks, and a reason to go to school every day. As we end this chapter of our lives, I'd like to leave you with a motto that you all know, having heard it every morning from Miss Murray. From the bottom of my heart, I wish Quincy High School's class of 2020 the best in our future endeavors, and I hope all of you continue to think for yourselves, work together, and share with the world. Thank you.
Great job, Annabelle. Thank you, Annabelle. For myself, I can't tell you how happy we are that we are able to celebrate this milestone in person and have you receive your diploma here at historic Veterans Stadium. I'd like to get out a couple of additional well-earned thank yous, not only for this event, but for their contributions to the class of 2020 over the past few months. Much appreciation to Mark Carey from Mayor Koch's office for the production of our video tribute, to QHS teacher John Green for his work with our awards night and scholarship ceremony, to our Parent Advisory Council for organizing the lawn signs, the gifts for senior sign-out, and the car parade. To our parents who organized the senior games that truly brought our community together. And lastly, for today's event, the support of Executive Director Keith Segalia, Assistant to Superintendent Laura Owens, our Assistant Principal, your Assistant Principal, Ms. Murray, and all the work of our secretarial staff, Ms. Golden, Ms. Garnisi, Ms. O'Brien, and Ms. Hernan. Also thank Ian Frenette, Griffin Kirkwood, and the rest of the staff of the Boston Cannons, along with the very many volunteers here today from the superintendent's leadership team. The class of 2020 was certainly in the thoughts of our whole community. But the greatest appreciation of all is to you, the class of 2020, to you and your families. Thank you for your patience, your understanding, and your resolve. Making the best of difficult situations is a trait that will serve you well in the future. Your class has always been thought of as a close-knit group of friends who support each other. That was apparent long before the pandemic, but certainly made all the more clear as you traversed through these extraordinary times. We are proud of all your accomplishments. You have left your mark and will forever be alumni and alumna of Quincy High School. Please know that we will take great pride in your successes going forward, and we will still be here for you in your times of need. It's been a privilege to serve as your principal and an honor to represent the staff of Quincy High School today. Our best to you always. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Mayor of the City of Quincy and Chairman of the Quincy School Committee, the Honorable Thomas P. Koch.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Taglieri, Superintendent Mulvey, President DeCristofaro, Council President Liang, and Vice Chair of the School Committee Andronico, my colleagues in government, and to the faculty and staff of Quincy High School, to the parents and families of the graduates, but mostly to the graduates today. As Mayor and Chair of the School Committee, I offer my deepest congratulations for your success here today. I've often said, as Mayor and Chair of the School Committee, this is my favorite day of the year because it's the culmination of the incredible work done by the Quincy Public Schools family. And you know that along the way, I am sure you can look back at a particular teacher, coach, guidance counselor that made a big difference. Your families entrusted you to the Quincy Public Schools family, and I believe we have the best in our faculty, teachers, and staff. You know, Reverend John Hancock, who was the father of the Patriot, was the pastor of the First Parish Church many, many years ago. He said, above all things, put on charity. This is the bond of perfectness, the bond of union, the cement of societies. Abraham Lincoln once said, with malice towards none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we were in. Those of you that may pray the rosary, one of the first prayers is for an increase in charity. What is meant by this word charity in each of those situations? I would suggest that we probably think about being charitable and donating to some great cause. That's not really what the term is derived from. It's derived from the Latin word caritas, and that word means to love. This world needs that more than ever. So I challenge you in all your endeavors, wherever the road takes you, to love, to be that example. Good luck, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor Koch. I'd like to invite the Vice Chairman of the Quincy School Committee, Anthony Andronico, to the podium at this time.
Good morning to the class of 2020, to our esteemed yet socially distant guests in the stands, and to all of the family and friends who are watching the ceremony at home. I'm truly honored to be here today to join in your celebration, and I know my colleagues on the school committee who have joined us here today feel the same. I'd just like to take a brief moment to introduce my colleagues on the school committee who have joined us: Paul Bergoli, Kathy Hubley, and Frank Santoro. And I know my colleagues who couldn't join us today are sending their regards, Mr. Doug Gautreaux and Mrs. Emily Lebo. So, congratulations, you did it. Not only have you graduated, but you graduated during a pandemic. And I hope the magnitude of this accomplishment is not lost on you. I'm certain this wasn't how you envisioned the last few months of your Quincy Public Schools career. Learning entirely online, canceled proms, sporting events, senior trips, clubs, and not to mention a significantly delayed graduation ceremony and a fundamental change in how we navigate everyday life. You know, the other day I was trying to think of some of the positive moments that had happened earlier in the year before everything had shut down, and there was one day in particular that had stood out to me. It was the day that I attended the QPS 5th grade Student Leadership Summit in February. That day, I listened to our 5th graders talk about their perspective on what it meant to be a leader. They had some very, very straightforward takeaways that I think sometimes as we get older, we forget. So I just wanted to quickly list some four items that they had mentioned. Be kind, be a good listener, be a helper, and be positive. What they had reminded me that day is that being a leader doesn't have an age requirement, it's not exclusive to a gender, a race, or a particular religious belief. And it turns out, if you follow their advice and choose to become a leader, you can transform your classroom, your school, or even your city into something greater, a community. In a community, you care about and respect each other. You work to embrace those new and different than you, and you know that you can rely on each other when times get tough. I hope you all know that Quincy is your community and will always be here for you. We're incredibly proud of you, and don't forget to build a community wherever you go. To the class of 2020, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Andronko. I now present City Council President Nina Liang.
Class of 2020, on behalf of the Quincy City Council, I would like to share my deepest and most heartfelt congratulations. With us today, we have at-large Counselor Ann Mahoney, at-large Counselor in Quincy High School, class of 1993, Noel DeBona. Ward 1 Counselor, Dave McCarthy. Ward 5 Counselor, Chuck Phelan. Sending their regrets are Ward 2 Counselor, Brad Kroll, Ward 3 Counselor, Ian Kane, Ward 4 Counselor, Brian Palmucci, and Ward 6 Counselor, Bill Harris. From our state delegation, we have with us Senator John Keenan. Today is an important milestone for you and for your family. Today, you begin the work of writing the next chapter of your life, filled with challenges and filled with opportunity. But you are ready and you will succeed. 畢業嚟，人國們彼此對緊，我一聲讚頌，說一聲祝福。感謝我的父母，感謝每一位老師。Over the course of your education, you have learned far more than math, history, and science. You have learned important lessons and skills that will serve you in the years ahead. Don't get me wrong, math, history, science, all of these courses you studied in the classroom are valuable, but your education extends far beyond the lab books and research papers. You have learned how to live with one another. You have learned how to treat others with respect and value, how to hear those with different opinions, how to welcome others from different backgrounds and traditions than your own, how to listen when someone speaks a different language. The ability to see the world beyond your home is an important skill. It is one that our community represents, but not too many other communities can claim. It is one of the qualities that makes our hometown special and great, and it is one of the qualities that gives each and every single one of you the opportunity to be great. And while it may be different for some of you to see today, with everything going on in the world and in our neighborhoods, these opportunities are limitless for each and every one of you. Whether your next opportunity is to begin your career, serve our country, or continue your education, take hold of it knowing that it is your opportunity to explore. Each generation is faced with its own challenges. My graduating class was met with the worst economic recession since the Depression. Homes were foreclosed and savings were lost. But from those challenges, we did more than recover. We thrived, just as I know every single one of you will. Looking at your graduating class, I am endlessly hopeful that our better days are still ahead of us. I started my service in the City Council your freshman year, and I've seen firsthand your impact on shaping our community over the 4 years. From the science festivals, the annual Thanksgiving football games, to the unmatched band performances in our parades and organizing festivals across our city. I have been and continue to be inspired by you and your commitment to give back, to do more, and to be more. Look around at your fellow classmates, your teachers, your mentors, your families, and your friends. They are your inspiration. More importantly, you are theirs. Greatness is what happens when we are tested and rise to meet the challenge. 2020 is giving us all that chance, the opportunity to show our greatness. You have worked so hard to graduate here today. You have faced unprecedented challenges and have prevailed. Be proud of what you have accomplished. My colleagues in the City Council and I certainly are. We've seen you prevail even through all of the unknowns, and today, you stand ready to make the most of your tomorrows. Ready with the foundation of the education that you had worked so hard to achieve. Ready with the love and support of your family, your friends, and a community that has always been rooted in holding each other up. Ready with the hope and inspiration that you've given all of us here today to tackle the challenges we face, to do more, to be better, and be the change we need in this world that I've seen all of you be here in our city. Hy vọng that là tôi thân nét ngàn sang ngô lùi sang. Vậy thân nét hỏi chi, thân nét hiểm, ya lưu xuân phong, để hàng các tuổi yun phong. Congratulations, class of 2020. Now is your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President Liang. We will now hear from the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Patrick Rack.
Hello, class of 2020, family, friends, and faculty. A lot more comfortable. Start from the beginning. Hello, class of 2020, family, friends, and faculty. Before anything, I would like to sincerely apologize to all of my fellow classmates for having to change out of your sweatpants and put on normal clothes for the first time since March. For those of you who don't know me, I probably don't know you either. My name is Patrick Rack. I'm the kid with an obnoxious laptop always cuddled in my arms who plays soccer. Some might claim that I'm accomplished, but in my opinion, I am a loser. Or, if you'd like more proper terms, an anti-winner. And I wouldn't want it any other way. One of the most interesting facts that I've ever learned is that the most accomplished people tend to be the greatest losers. Walt Disney was fired from a local newspaper for lacking creativity. Albert Einstein failed the entrance exams to the Swiss school at 16 years old. Thomas Edison had 10,000 failed patents. I myself have had a fair share of failures. I applied to dozens of internships from freshman summer up until senior year. I got rejected from every single one of them. I worked my tail off all 4 years of soccer and 3 years of volleyball to try and win a single playoff game. I never did. I literally played a game in a cast that I just got cleared to play with the day before, just to try and help my team succeed. I failed. Every single sports season that I played ended with tears and sad contemplations while staring at the sky. I failed to become the vice president of National Honor Society. I failed to get that A that I wanted so badly in Mr. Ellis's English class. I failed to get a job at a law firm after emailing dozens of people. At times, I failed to be a good student, a good friend, even a good person. But I never let my failures define me. Disappointment is a temporary mood swing, not a life sentence. More often than not, people spend days, weeks, or even years mourning over their failures. They often take over people and ruin them. I'm using my platform here today to offer you one key piece of advice. Fight failure with progress. Progress comes from finding an issue, analyzing it, and fixing it. It comes from the constant adaptation to the present and steady growth. Think of it like a graph of the stock market. It rises up over time, but not without plenty of bumps and peaks. When I failed to gain a spot in the playoffs, I worked my tail off in the offseason to try and get better. I communicated with my teammates and tried to do everything in my power to improve. Every time I bombed a test, I looked at the material, analyzed how I studied it, and adjusted my habits to prevent the past from occurring again. Each time I sent out an application asking for an internship and got rejected, I looked for areas of improvement and worked on them. Every time I got rejected, I felt a burst of energy to prove them wrong and keep pushing. By letting your failures define you, you lose not only the battle, but the whole war. Just look at Winston Churchill, the leader of England during World War II. He once stated that success consists of going from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. If he had lost hope after just one lost battle, he would have never succeeded. I know that I would have held that same fate. Life is filled with failures, but how you push through them is what defines you as an individual. It's pretty funny, honestly. Nobody ever asks you about how you failed, but rather how you succeeded. They never take the time to learn from someone's mistakes, but rather try and mimic their successes. It is, in my opinion, one of the greatest flaws of society. Sure, I had a good GPA and ended up valedictorian, but what got me to where I am is failure. The biggest lessons in life don't come from winning, but losing. Life would be boring without a healthy balance between struggle and prosperity. Prosperity builds morale, but struggle builds courage. Right now, more than ever, we are all losers. We lost our prom, countless parties, sorry, Mr. Tag, and spring sports. We lost what were supposed to be the best months of high school. But we cannot let some virus that sounds like a below-average beer define us. We must fight on. Let's be real. We are from Quincy. This isn't Duxbury or Hingham. We are known as the nitty-gritty town, the scrappy one that fights on. We must resonate with that character and channel that courage in our fight through this pandemic. It is certainly unfortunate to lose some of the greatest moments of our high school years and arguably life, but it happens. Just like the fact that my teams never won a single playoff game despite years of hard work, it happens. Just like the fact that many of us didn't get into our dream school, it happens. Just like the fact that many of us didn't get that award or job we wanted so badly, it happens. We cannot let that negativity overcome us. We are powerful, courageous, and fierce. We are hardworking, relentless, and hopeful. We are Quincy High. When people doubt us, we prove them wrong. When people reject us, we make them regret it. When everything seems to go south, we rise up north. We have a beautiful community behind our backs to fight through this pandemic. We have teachers and guidance counselors behind us. We have principals and the city government behind us. We have lunch ladies and custodians behind us. We have the security team behind us. We have a whole city behind us. We even have Obama and LeBron James behind us. Every battle requires an army of support systems. Our friends, family, and school offer us that. We are blessed to have such hardworking and loving individuals doing everything in our power to make our experience as wonderful as possible. I can't thank you all enough. None of us, especially me, would have gotten to where we are today without the help of many others. I'd personally like to thank my mom, dad, sister, and all of the Quincy High School faculty for shaping me into the man I am today. You have all spent countless hours helping me grow, progress, and succeed in life.
You have been a support system that I will forever be thankful for. As final remarks, I ask you all to do me one favor and one favor only. Be a loser. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Patrick will be attending Harvard University in the fall. And now it is my pleasure to present to you the interim superintendent of Quincy Public Schools, Mr. Kevin Mulvey.
Thank you, Mr. Taglieri. Great job, Pat. Excellent speech. Good morning, everyone. Before I begin my remarks, I would like to thank some people who are very responsible for allowing this event to happen today. I would like to thank Mayor Koch, Paul Bergoli, all the members of the school committee, and Dr. Richard DeCristofaro. If we could have a round of applause for all of these people. Thank you all for your support. Graduates, on behalf of the superintendent's leadership team and myself, I want to congratulate you and your families on your great accomplishment of graduating from the Quincy Public Schools. You have overcome the unthinkable, a pandemic that society has not seen in over 100 years. And regardless of this enormous challenge, you have succeeded, and today commemorates that success. You are the mighty class of 2020, the class that defines perseverance. Perseverance is the relentless attempt to achieve success and accomplish your desired goals. You achieve not simply by trying, but by persevering. This is characterized by 3 traits which are keys to unlocking the door of success. 1, never giving up. 2, not being limited by time constraints. And 3, staying rooted in the confidence that success is inevitable if you continue to make a concerted effort to attain it. You have done all these things, and in doing so have better prepared yourself for future adversity. Nothing is insurmountable as long as you retain the perseverance that you exhibited during this unprecedented time. You will forever be known as the class that persevered and succeeded in spite of very trying circumstances. Be proud of this moment. You earned it, and I know you will carry it with you throughout your life. Again, congratulations. I wish you all a safe and prosperous future. Thank you. Mayor Koch, Vice Chair Andronico, and members of the Quincy School Committee, I am pleased and honored as Superintendent of Schools in this great city to inform you that the graduates assembled before you have fulfilled all requirements of the Quincy School Committee. Therefore, at this time, I recommend to you that they be graduated from the Quincy Public Schools. Congratulations.
Thank you, Interim Superintendent Mulvey. Well, now the reason why we really wanted to be here together, to get your diploma in person, in front of family and friends and your teachers. A little bit different. You've done an absolutely great job today. I can't believe it. Usually this ceremony requires rehearsals, meetings in the auditorium. You made it flawless. Thanks again to our deans and all the teachers that volunteered over at Welch. You made it happen. So now for distributing the diplomas, just a couple of quick pieces for you. All right, so you can see the cones, the markers on the field. We're going to keep our distance as you go through. When you come through, your diploma will be on the table. You'll pick that up. I will most miss being able to shake hands with you, but certainly I get to congratulate you on your great accomplishment. I ask you to take your time when you go down the ramp. you will see a photographer there. When you are there, please take a moment, take your mask off, and get a big smile, and let's get a great photo that you'll be able to access later for you and your families, okay? I think we're all good to go with that. I would now ask that Mrs. McGady proceed to the podium in front for the awarding of the diplomas. Mr. Johnston to the diplomas themselves, and we'll work together with our graduates. And thank you to Ms. McPartlin and Mr. Carey for moving the lines along. We are not in a rush. Please continue to observe the distance as you go through.
Graduates, we will now proceed with the awarding of the diplomas for the class of 2020. Mr. Carey and Mrs. McPartlin, thank you very much for your assistance with the lines. Patrick John Rack, valedictorian, National Honor Society. Jose de Jesus Betancourt, salutatorian, National Honor Society. Annabelle Lee, senior class president, National Honor Society. Stephen Robert Hallahan, student council vice president, National Honor Society. Brendan Joseph Bailey, National Honor Society. Rochelle Barry, National Honor Society. Megan Beck, National Honor Society. Helga Becca, National Honor Society. Taylor Marie Burgess, National Honor Society. Kelly Ting Chen, National Honor Society. Molly Kathleen Cronin, National Honor Society. Charles Justin Culata, National Honor Society. Rebecca Dang, National Honor Society. Maeve Bridget Farrell, National Honor Society. Benjamin Walter Fian, National Honor Society. Ana Orestes Frazis, National Honor Society. Kevin James Gallagher, National Honor Society. Olivia Rose Herman, National Honor Society. Caitlin Ho, National Honor Society. Kyler Ann Huang, National Honor Society. Grace Margaret Hoban, National Honor Society.
Let's go, Grace!
Wilhen Alberto Hugh Me, May, National Honor Society. Alexander Johannes Ireland, National Honor Society. Caroline Jane Janig, National Honor Society. Julia Capsha, National Honor Society. Braden Michael Kopp, National Honor Society. Qatar Abu Youssef. Princess Agugua. Dayaldeen Chesib Al-Qureshi. Jamara Alexander. Mohammed Dasagi Ali. Mustafa Abbas Alibrahimi. Logan Smith Almeida. Abdulaziz Al Nasiri. Zahara Mohammed Al Sadi. Jelinski Enrique Alteas. Anthony Carvalho Alves. Zainab Hassan Al-Zubaydi. Caitlin Rose Amichetti. Yasmin Amamir. Jessie Elena Andrews. Lauren Catherine Anschwitz. Shalon Gabriela Arda. Bader Edine Bahri. Dustin Mateo Baker. Joseph Ban. Perfect attendance all 4 years high school. Luis Xavier Barbosa. Juliana Irina Bean. Jessamine Jean Burchill. Maria Fatima Bengoa Crociato. Emily Lauren Bennett. Jane Elizabeth Barbarin. Ryan Timothy Bergen. Madeline Jane Bergonzi. Solomon James Bonilla. McKinley Louise Bossy. Elijah Boyd, perfect attendance all 4 years of high school. Mark Anthony Broderick. Amara Ann Brown. Samantha Ariel Brown. Kenneth William Brownlow. Nicholas John Bonaparni. Kamel Sakim Burrell Chandler. Shania Monique Butler. Sean Joseph Butts. Orion Harry Byrne. Allison Patrice Cahill. Frank Paul Calabro. Karen Yi Cow. Naya Cardoso. Isabella Rose Carey. Robert Emmett Carney. Lara Cesar Marchese Primo. Ty Edward Shaffa. Candace Chan, perfect attendance all 4 years of high school. Samantha Chan. Jimena Charco Cervantes. Zoe Charles. Alyssa Chiang Che. Chun Lu Chen. Chun Sha Chen. Hillary Brittany Chen. Jackie Chen. Jin Ri Chen. Jing Jing Chen. Li Chi Chen. Ri Fang Chen. Man Hong Kelvin Chick. Ken Keong Chin. Ivy Hoi Yi Ching. Han Jia Chung, Anna Marissa Cohen, Gerard Patrick Colby, Erin Rose Collins, Julia Ann Collins, Justin James Collada, Ryan William Conover, Thomas Christopher Conroy, Danielle Maria Cooper, James Christopher Corkery, Benjamin Antonio Carvalho Correa, Alessandro Cosgrove, Michael Robert Cugini Jr., Vanessa Jean Zajkowski, Jamie DeCuna, Francesco John D'Agostino, Ariana Knight Dalrymple, Samantha Caitlin Lops Devon, Abigail Elizabeth Deasy, Jake William DeFranco, Zachary Andrew Demore, Janaya Orlane DeRoja, Julia Beverly Devlin, David Michael DeVoy, Patrick Seamus DeVoy, Alicia Jade DeChico, Jamie Louise DeChico, Han T. Dieppe, Shanbo Ding, Claire Christine Donahue, Adep Effie Doru, Stuart Adam Dozier, Shayla Driscoll, Tyler Deshawn Duncan, Ryan Duong, Michael John Dusord, Sean Eric Dwyer, Ainsley Rhiannon Eaton, Justin Tyler Eccles, Munia El Meslawi. Khalid Ahmed Elbey. Cassia Lopez Lima Evora. John Fajardo Barrera. Brooke Isabella Farr. Margaret Marie Farrell. John Joseph Feliciano, perfect attendance all 4 years of high school. Kevin Alexander Ferrant. Edsel Aguinaldo de Pina Fernandez. Enrique Ferreira Nunez. Madeline Hallie Ferreira. Steve. Justin Ferris. Lavian Justice Figueroa. Chloe Bell Ford. Jesse Francisco Ribeiro. Olivia Marie Fritz. Alexander Lee Gagney. Mark Galatia. Kevin Crowley Gallant. Jacob Raymond Galligan. Dylan Thomas Jalorin. Kelly Garish. Brody Aiden Gillespie. Aslan May Glavin. Calvin Eugene Graves. Jaquari Gray.
Okay, thank you.
Karan Norman Gray.
Yeah, Karan!
Clarence Joseph Ham.
Yeah, Clarence!
Kylie Ham.
Yeah, Kylie! Come on, that's right, bro! Get them turk! Get them turk!
Aiden Patrick Healy.
Yeah, Aiden!
Connor Gerard Hegarty. Selena Henderson Tapia. Stephanie Gabriela Enriquez. Kamani Matthew Herbin. Kylie Rose Hernan. Anthony Ho. Sheila Mired Haller. Brendan James Holloway. Zihao Hong. Zachary Michael Hughes. Elizabeth Huynh. Kang Dui Huynh. Luann Ba Huynh. Emily Marie Orion. Aubrey Jillian Gonzalez Isip. Wally Jackson. Emma Danielle Janig. Samantha Marie Janig. Susie Leica Jean-Louis. Vincent Scott Joyce. Tresor Jr. Kalioa. Radhikashari Kaniapan. Ilya Carello. Iris Katori. Nawal Khalif. Kendrick Kiev. Brendan Joseph Kilcommons. Michael Thomas Kiley. Taylor Ann Kinsley. Melissa Rose Knight. Sarah Catherine Knight. Titus Kai Mensa. Hannah Rose Kyler. Graduates, please stand. Graduates, on behalf of the administration, counselors, teachers, and staff of Quincy High School, I would like to congratulate the class of 2020. Graduates, the school committee has certified and awarded your diplomas. Therefore, you may now switch your tassels from the right to the left. Please all rise for the singing of the school song. At the end of the song, we will conclude our ceremony with the final presentation of our graduates. I'll now ask for the class president, Annabelle Lee, to please come to the stadium.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Quincy High School graduating class of 2020. Graduates, after the count of 3, you may raise your caps and cheer. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo!